BNI. This is an orientation video that mirrors the audio content which was developed for all new members of the organization. In a moment, Dr. Ivan Meisner, founder of BNI, will share his secrets to making the most out of this business marketing organization. Reviewing this material several times throughout your course of membership in BNI will help you continue to achieve great results from your participation in the organization. If this is your first exposure to the BNI orientation material, taking notes is highly suggested. Dr. Meisner will be discussing some very important techniques to make BNI more profitable for you. BNI is a business and professional networking program that allows only one person per profession to join a chapter. The primary purpose of each chapter is to increase business for all members through referrals. Dr. Ivan Meisner founded BNI in January 1985 in Southern California. Today, the organization has thousands of chapters in dozens of countries around the world. Each year, the organization passes millions of referrals, generating billions of dollars worth of business for BNI members. Dr. Meisner's PhD is from the University of Southern California. He is a New York Times best-selling author who has written many books on networking and business. He has taught at several colleges and universities and is internationally recognized as one of the world's leading experts in networking. Called the father of modern networking by CNN, Dr. Meisner is a keynote speaker for major corporations and associations and has been featured on radio, television, and in major newspapers throughout the world. In addition, Dr. Meisner is the founder of the BNI Meisner Charitable Foundation and has previously been honored as Humanitarian of the Year by a U.S. publication. And now, to guide you through your BNI membership orientation, is BNI's founder, Dr. Ivan Meisner.
I'd like to begin this presentation by discussing the core values of this organization. Anyone can duplicate almost anything we do, our systems, technology, pricing, quality, and growth, but they can't duplicate our culture. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. Culture is what takes a good organization and makes it great. BNI has a set of core values unlike any organization I have ever seen. We believe that it is important to walk the talk, to not only talk about networking, but to practice and hone the skill in everything we do. We believe it's important to mentor others, to listen to new ideas, to share information that will help people succeed, to catch people doing something right, that everyone makes a difference, and to keep the fun in the fundamentals. Most importantly, we believe that people don't really care how much you know until they know how much you care. All of this, all of our core values, can be summed up in a very simple phrase that clearly makes BNI special and different from any organization you've ever participated in. I once spoke to a large audience of BNI members and directors, hundreds of members and directors from all over the world, and I asked the group a simple question. I asked them to summarize in just a few words what the philosophy of a couple of companies were. I started with Coca-Cola, and I said, can you give me just a few words as to the philosophy of Coca-Cola? I'm going to count to three, and I want you to all yell it out. And I counted to three, and I heard this loud, I mean, you couldn't understand a single word that anyone was saying. So I said, okay, well, maybe it was Coca-Cola. Let's try another international brand, one that's known all around the world. Let's try McDonald's. I'm going to count to three, and I want you to yell out what you view as the philosophy of McDonald's. And I counted to three, and I heard this loud, I mean, you couldn't understand a single word that anyone was saying. I then asked, okay, give me the philosophy of BNI. I'm going to count to three, and give me the philosophy of BNI in just a few words. I counted to three, and I heard an entire audience say, givers gain. Givers gain is the central core value of this organization. It rests on the concept of giving business to others. If I give business to you, you'll give business to me. Networking is like a savings account. If you keep investing wisely, you can draw upon it when you need it. If you want to make money in BNI, you have to believe in and actively practice the philosophy of giver's gain. This philosophy is based on the social capital theory of the law of reciprocity, or the age-old concept of what goes around comes around. If I help you, you'll help me, and we'll all do better as a result of it. I'm going to cover a number of very important topics in this presentation, including the importance of regular attendance, a discussion on what constitutes a good referral, some secrets to giving effective 60-second presentations using techniques like LCDs, the importance of time and persistence in networking, the networking formula for success, and a brief discussion of what the do's are used for. To begin with, in your new member package, watching this recording, you should spend some time reviewing the material that you've been given. Included in this packet is a badge. Your badge is a very important marketing tool. I go to other business meetings and I see many people without a badge. I can't imagine going to a business meeting and not telling people who you are and what business you're in. So please make sure to wear your badge whenever you're at a BNI or other business meeting. You'll also find another very important marketing tool in your new member packet. This is the business card holder. Please make sure to keep several copies of all the current members' business cards in this holder. That way, if someone expresses a need for a product or service represented in your chapter, you'll be able to actually pass out the member's card, not just mention their name. You should also keep several referral slips on the inside flap of the card holder, so you'll have some with you all the time. Also, make sure to keep this card holder current by replacing the cards of those who join or drop out. Being in BNI is like having a whole group of sales reps working for you. They are carrying your cards with them everywhere they go, and you should do the same. Remember that your meeting should be treated like an appointment that you've set with important business associates. You wouldn't miss an appointment or show up late, so in order to make money in BNI, make sure to be at your meetings regularly and on time. In the new member packet, you'll also find a list of the policies of this organization. This is a very important document that covers many issues. One of the policies deals with attendance. BNI has a very important policy regarding attendance, and you should familiarize yourself with it. Have you ever gotten a haircut over the phone? Probably not. It's one of those kinds of things where you just have to be there. Well, so is BNI. Attendance is critical to your success in this organization. If you aren't at a meeting, you can't give any and probably won't get any referrals. As a member, you're allowed only so many absences. When you exceed that, you can be dropped from the chapter and your classification can be opened to someone else. Most importantly, we've found that there is a direct correlation between attendance and referrals. Studies in BNI have shown that when absenteeism goes down by 50%, referrals go up by more than 50%. As a matter of fact, in one case, a chapter reduced absenteeism by 50% and saw a 160% increase in referrals. This is a direct and dramatic correlation, and it is the reason that attendance is critical to your success in the group. Also in the new member packet is a new member orientation guide. Take this guide out, review it. You'll see that it has some really important worksheets that will help you succeed in BNI. Some of the worksheets include information on how to get and give good referrals. It also talks about how to give a good 60-second introduction. It also has a sample one-to-one meeting sheet to help you set up meetings with all the members in your chapter, and much, much more. Your new member packet contains information that might answer many questions that you'll have about BNI and how BNI works. Please review this material thoroughly, as there is information in there that will affect and enhance your participation in this program. The primary purpose of BNI is the generation of business referrals. So, one of the most important topics for this orientation video presentation is a definition and discussion of what constitutes a good referral. A referral is the opportunity to do business with someone who's in the market to buy your product or service. It's not a guaranteed sale, but it's an open door to discuss your product or service with a prospective client. When you give a referral to another member, it's important to follow some of the basic steps that I'm about to outline. First, when you talk to someone, listen for a need that they might express. A notable networker has 2 ears and 1 mouth and uses them both proportionately. 2, if someone does express a need to you, tell them you know someone that provides that product or service. If you've done business with the member, tell the prospect about your experience. 3, give the prospect the member's business card and ask for a copy of their card in return. 4, if appropriate, ask them if it's okay to have the member call them. If they say yes, fill out a referral slip. Rate the referral for how strong it is and put down some general information or comments. Then give it to the member at the next meeting or earlier if possible. If you follow this process for most of the referrals you give, you'll be giving out qualified referrals and you'll be getting qualified referrals in return. But what happens if you get a bad referral, such as a referral where the prospect doesn't know who you are? What should you do? Well, my advice is very important here. If you get a bad referral, it's critical that you talk to the member that gave you the bad referral. Open, honest, direct, and professional communication is the best way to make your relationships work in BNI. The only way people can learn how to help you is for you to educate them. If you get a bad referral and don't talk to the person that gave you the referral, then you deserve the bad referrals you're getting. You have to talk to people. If educating the members of your chapter is so important, then each opportunity for you to do a 60-second presentation becomes one of the primary mechanisms for them to learn how they can refer you. Your 60-second presentations are very important, but I've seen many people make the mistake of standing up and trying to tell everyone everything they do in 60 seconds. It can't be done. At least it can't be done effectively. If you want a lot of people to remember your 60-second presentations, it's very important for you to take the time to prepare some concise and descriptive overviews of your product or service. Your 60-second presentations are an opportunity for you to teach others about what you do. Therefore, I recommend you develop several scripts that you can use at meetings. Remember, sharpshoot your presentation, don't shotgun your presentation. Be laser specific about the products or services that you provide. A great way to remember this is with a term used in mathematics, lowest common denominator, or LCD. By breaking your product or service down to their smallest, simplest terms, or lowest common denominators, you'll be able to effectively describe the type of work you do to other people. Break your business down to their critical parts based on a number of factors such as specific product lines, special services, selected target markets, your company's qualifications, your education or work experience, specific case studies, and of course, valuable benefits to the consumer or client. Always support your LCD presentation by providing handouts or, if applicable, samples that you can show and discuss with all of the members relating to that specific topic. The more things that people can see, hear, feel, touch, the more likely they'll be to remember your message. The more they remember, the more likely they'll be to refer you. A fatal mistake that many people make is assuming that others know a lot about their business. Many years ago, I saw a florist who once stood and said at a networking group, "Well, I don't know what to say. You all know what a florist does, right?" Wrong. We didn't know the variety of services and products that this florist provided. He knew his business and he assumed that everyone else knew just as much. After the meeting, I asked him if his shop was a national or international distributor for flowers. Did he accept credit cards? Did he offer seasonal specials for holidays? Could he do a good job for weddings? Did he give a discount to members? Could I set up a billing arrangement with his company? Is it true that certain color roses signify different things? I told him there were hundreds of things that I didn't know about his business. These were just a few of the LCDs, or least or lowest common denominators, about his business. Surely there were other people in the group that didn't know the answer to these questions either. Assuming that everyone knew all about his business was clearly a mistake. Not taking the time to teach everyone something about his service was an opportunity lost. Everyone, I mean everyone, has something they can say that will teach people more about the services they have to offer. Never pass up an opportunity to teach BNI members more about what you do. Breaking your business down to their LCDs will help you think about all the things you need to teach your fellow networkers regarding your business. I was at a meeting where the florist reached under the table, held up a rose. The rose was covered in cellophane, and it was clearly from a grocery store. And he asked all of the members there, he said, "What do you think of this rose?" Well, they didn't want to answer because they could tell it was from a grocery store. He took the cellophane off, he held it up. He said, "They do a pretty good job at this grocery store." The rose was about this long. He said, "But let me show you my rose." And he reached under the table and he pulled out a long stem rose that was half again to twice as long as the grocery store rose. He held this rose up and it had a huge flower at the top, a big thick stem. It was as thick as a pencil. And he said, "Now take a good look at this stem. The stem is very thick. You see, the thicker a stem, the more water it'll draw up into the flower. The larger the flower, but more importantly, the longer the flower will live. This flower will live 5, 6, 7 days longer than this flower because of the stem." So here's the grocery store rose. He held it from the bottom and he waved it back and forth, and the thing flopped back and forth. He held up his rose and it stood good and sturdy because it was a thick stem. He said, "Look at the difference between these two roses. The grocery store rose cost 3 cents more than my rose." Wow, what a great presentation. Not only was his rose a better rose, it actually cost less money than the grocery store rose. Do your targeted talks focus on something specific about your business? Sharpshoot, don't shotgun your approach to your 60-second introduction. That's exactly what the second florist did. He was laser specific. All he talked about was a single rose. I could see him training his sales force in the back room on the difference between grocery stores and florist shops. Lastly, remember that you are trying to train a sales force, not close a sale. Teach people about what you do. By now, I hope that you've gotten the impression that participating in BNI isn't as simple as just attending a meeting and racking in all the referrals. There really is much more to effective networking. As a matter of fact, if you join BNI and then just wait for referrals to come rolling on in, forget it. It doesn't work that way. Networking doesn't happen by itself. You have to make it happen. If you want BNI to pay off, it's incumbent on you to work BNI. I met a man once who said to me, Ivan, I've been in BNI for a few months now and I haven't gotten any business out of it. It used to be that when I heard a comment like that, I was devastated. I hated to hear that. But for some reason, I asked him a few questions. I said, have you set up any appointments with members of your chapter to learn more about what they do and to explain your services in more detail? He said, no. I asked him, do you bring brochures or information about your company to every meeting in order to educate the members and visitors about your business? He said, no. Do you break your business down to specific LCDs so people can learn more about what you do? He said, no, I know I should be doing that, but I haven't. I asked him, are you at the meeting early every week so you can personally meet all the new visitors, which are prospective clients? Or have you ever volunteered to be the visitor host? No, he said, I should do that. Most importantly, I asked him, do you bring a referral or a visitor to almost every meeting? And again, he said, no, I could definitely do better at that. Finally, I said to him, are you surprised that you haven't gotten any business out of your chapter? I mean, think about it. If you had come to me a few months ago and said, hey, Ivan, I'm thinking about joining BNI, but I'm not going to set appointments to meet the members. I'm not going to bring brochures each week. I don't think I'm going to use this LCD thing. I won't be there early to meet all the visitors, and I don't think I'll be bringing many referrals or visitors. Do you think I should join? Well, what do you think I'd say? I'd say save your money because you're not going to get much business out of BNI. If you hear anything I say in this presentation, hear this. Don't confuse activity for accomplishment. Attending meetings regularly doesn't mean you're accomplishing anything. Listen, it's not net sit or net eat, it's net work. And if you want to get business out of BNI, you have to work BNI. The secret to success without hard work is still a secret. Participating in BNI doesn't mean you don't have any more work. It simply means that you can work smarter, not harder. There's a big difference between networking and not working. You can attend all the networking meetings you want, but if you don't work the meetings, you won't get business. Persistence and determination are very important in marketing yourself in BNI. A philosopher once said, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than an unsuccessful person with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination are the keys to success in business and in networking. If you believe in the concept of what goes around comes around, if you believe in the philosophy of giver's gain, if you believe that you can have anything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want, then make a commitment today. There's a formula for success in BNI, and here it is. First, think about the types of professions that can help you the most. These are called your contact spheres or circles. They're professional circles that commonly refer business to one another, like a lawyer, an accountant, a financial planner, and a banker. Another contact sphere is a caterer, a florist, and a photographer. Think about who would fit within your contact sphere and invite them into your chapter of BNI. Second, follow your money. Who do you spend money with? These are the people that should be doing business with you. Invite these people into BNI so they can reciprocate the business. Third, carry several copies of all the members' business cards with you everywhere you go. Actively listen for opportunities to refer members of your chapter. Fourth, be at the meetings on time. Introduce yourself to visitors and set appointments with members. Act like a host, not a guest. If you have an opportunity, tell your leadership team that you'd like to be the visitor host for a few months. Fifth, say something different about your product or service every single week. The more information you can give, the more likely people will understand what you do and how to refer you. 6, bring handouts, brochures, samples, etc. about your business to every meeting that you can. 7th, meet with the members of your chapter aside from the normal meetings so you can learn about one another. Visit each other's place of business so you can see firsthand what they do. 8th, make good use of the materials provided by or available through BNI, such as brochures, invitation cards, and other marketing materials. These are important and extremely valuable benefits you receive with your participation in BNI. 9th, above all, be a team player and be committed to the other members. Become active in your chapter and volunteer to help. This can give you more visibility, which will turn into more business. Finally, immerse and engage in a culture of learning within your group. There's a whole lot of books, websites, training materials, and other content that will help you learn how to network effectively both inside and outside BNI. Connect with your BNI director to find out how to access some of this content. None of this can happen without a little bit of passion. Vince Lombardi, an American football coach, once said, "I'd rather have a player with 100% passion and 50% ability than a player with 50% passion and 100% ability, because that player with 100% passion will be out there every day playing his heart out. I can build a system," he said, "I can build a system around that player to make him his best. It's that guy with 50% passion and 100% ability that will be out there waltzing around the field instead of being where he should be, doing what he should be doing." This organization truly believes that you can have anything you want in life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. BNI is dedicated to helping people get what they want by providing a structured and supportive system of giving referrals. An annual membership in BNI costs less than a good business suit, or about the same as a small advertisement, a really small advertisement, in the average newspaper that runs only once. With this membership, you have an opportunity to meet with other business professionals roughly 50 times a year. If you hired a marketing consultant to provide you with the kind of expertise and support that BNI provides, chances are it would cost you a lot more than your participation in this program. BNI is a marketing system that enables you to do what you do best: concentrate on promoting your business. The meetings you attend are only the tip of the iceberg. Your chapter is supported by a headquarters staff as well as national, executive, regional, area, and assistant directors all around the world. These are trained, knowledgeable professionals that are available to help you increase your business through networking. In addition to that, you get things like brochures, invitation cards, visitor information sheets, news article reprints, participation in periodic trade shows, national PR, audio content, video content like this recording, a vinyl card holder, a badge, unlimited referral slips, leadership team training sessions every 6 months, leadership team manuals and materials, membership screening applications, periodic workshops on how to make BNI work for you, access to an excellent newsletter full of valuable articles on networking, business, and upcoming events, awards, certificates, pins, new member policy sheets, an international website, bni.com, a national website, regional websites, and local websites, plus much, much more. In addition to all that, the organization has created an international charitable foundation that supports education and children's programs throughout the world. See your local director or the BNI website for more information on the BNI Charitable Foundation. BNI is an incredible organization that provides the system and the support for you to develop a strong referral-based business. The rest is up to you. Don't forget, you might be on the right track, but if you're just sitting there, you're going to get run over. You are on the right track because you've joined an organization that can help you increase your business through a comprehensive system of business networking. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a program that provides you with the system, the support, and the core values that can enable you to get more business than you ever expected through referrals. The most important thing for you to remember in this program is that networking is more about farming than it is about hunting. It's about cultivating relationships with other business professionals. And as you cultivate these relationships, you reap referrals. BNI is changing the way the world does business. Different people, different places, different races, different religions, different countries, different cultures, we all speak the language of referrals. We all want to do business with people we know and trust. And that is what BNI is all about. Doing business with people we get to know and trust. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said that what lies before us and what lies behind us is nothing compared to what lies within us. BNI is all about tapping in to the best that lies within us. It requires sharing as well as caring about those with whom we associate. And as far as I'm concerned, there is no better way to do business. This is Dr. Ivan Meisner, founder and chairman of BNI. I want to thank you for joining this organization, and I wish you the best in your participation in our program.
This concludes your BNI membership orientation with BNI's founder, Dr. Ivan Meisner. For information on books and other educational presentations by Dr. Meisner, or to order any of his educational resource materials, which will help you a great deal in your participation in this organization, go to www.bni.com. If you have any questions regarding the material covered in this presentation, please make sure to discuss it with your chapter leadership team or local BNI director. Finally, please feel free to share this presentation with people you think may be interested in visiting your chapter and obtaining information about the organization. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the world's largest business networking and referral marketing organization, BNI.